Hey guys, it's Jenica with Fix Me Fancy, and we are here for another awesome DIY video. I hope you guys are ready to make some fun projects, because today we're going to be learning how to make pineapple themed party decor. And really, you can use this decor to decorate your house or your office, or if you just like having pineapple stuff. I decided to make this video in honor of a new product that I've released on my Etsy page. I want to hurry and show you guys what I did because I'm so excited. Let's take a look. So I firmly believe that a little celebration from time to time is very necessary, which is why I've created a new line of products called Party Outside the Box. I'll have different themes. This particular one is a pineapple theme. And basically, this box will contain all of your paper decorating party essentials. This theme included a happy birthday banner, some fun little cupcake toppers, some party favor labels, a customizable sign. I made this one for my niece who is turning 2, and these invitations that are also customizable. All of these designs were original watercolor paintings that I then scanned and digitally reproduced to create this decor. I had so much fun making this product, and if you want to check it out, you can go ahead and look at my Etsy page. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Without further ado, let's get started on this DIY. So the first thing we're going to be making is a pineapple piñata, and I am so excited. I'm going to be making a mini one, but you can make yours whatever size or shape you want. So first of all, I'm going to need streamers or crepe paper, a box cutter and a pencil, at least 2 pieces of cardboard, some scissors, some glue, and I also ended up needing a hot glue gun and the most essential part, the candy. So I started by drawing the pineapple onto the cardboard. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you are worried about your drawing skills, you can print one out and trace it. Next, I cut out the shape that I had drawn on the box. I put the other piece of cardboard behind so that I could push hard without worrying about damaging my hardwood floor. Once I got the first pineapple cut out, I put it down, traced it, and cut out a second pineapple in the same shape and size. Now, if you're struggling with the box cutter, don't worry, you're not alone. I did too. But I found that if I folded the box underneath, then it was a little bit thicker and I could push harder, making it easier to cut out. Once I had my 2 pineapples, I began cutting strips of cardboard. Now, if you make these strips thicker, your pineapple or your piñata will be thicker. And if you make them thinner, your pineapple will be thinner. Next, I rolled the strips of cardboard, making them flexible so that I could bend them and shape them to go around the pineapple. Next, I grabbed my hot glue gun, glued around the edges, and started attaching the strips that I had cut out. I did this around the entire pineapple, and something that I didn't do but I would probably recommend is measuring your strips of cardboard to make sure that they're actually the same width. And you'll see why that matters in just a minute. Once I got the edges glued on, this is what it looked like. Although I did realize one little part came loose, as you can see, and I did go back and re-glue that after. Then I was ready for the best part, the candy. I added a few of my favorite treats, and I was good to go. Next, I grabbed my hot glue gun, and I started putting glue around the perimeter of the pineapple. However, I accidentally glued on the wrong side of the pineapple, and so I had to re-glue, and I could only glue about half the pineapple before the glue dried. So I glued around half of it, and then I placed the second pineapple on top, and then I went in and I filled glue wherever I hadn't been able to add it. Next, I grabbed some masking tape and I taped around the edges of my pineapple. I had to do this because I didn't measure out the strips of cardboard I was cutting, and it was a little uneven, and as a result there were a lot of gaps in the pineapple. So after I added the tape, it was just a lot sturdier and seemed like it would last a lot longer. Next, I grabbed my crepe paper or my streamers and I folded it over several times. After that, I cut it off and I cut several strips, but I didn't cut them all the way to the top, only about 3/4 of the way. After I unfolded it, I measured out how long I wanted each of the strips so that it would go across the width of the pineapple. Of course, I had to do this several times because the length of the pineapple changes throughout it and it kind of tapers off. Next, I folded over the tops of the strips I had cut about 1/2 inch, and you'll see in a minute that this adds a lot of volume to the pineapple when I put the strips on and just makes it look better. Next, I grabbed my Elmer's glue and I glued on a bunch of little lines across the face of the pineapple. Then I glued the top of the strip where I had folded it over, allowing it to still flip up, as you can see me doing here. I glued them about 1/2 inch apart and continued this pattern throughout the whole face of the pineapple. I did the exact same thing with green at the top, and you don't have to worry if parts of it hang over the edges of the pineapple, because next I'm going to grab my scissors and just kind of trim around all of the edges, making it have a nice clean finish. I also trimmed away any excess on the face of the pineapple, just parts that I didn't think were necessary. For the edges of my piñata, I put some Elmer's glue around it. I probably put more than I needed to. I kind of ripped the crepe paper because it got really wet and soggy. So I'd probably recommend putting a little less glue than I did. Next, I grabbed my crepe paper and I just stuck it on top of the glue and trimmed around the edges. I did the same thing with the yellow and I filled in the whole perimeter of the pineapple. And of course, then I would just do the exact same thing to the back that I did to the front of the pineapple. And there you have it. Your very own piñata. And of course, don't forget you can make this any size or shape you want. It's up to you and your imagination. I love how this turned out, and I definitely want to try making other objects besides a pineapple. Next, we're going to make a centerpiece for any party table. I need a jar, some yellow paint, some hot glue, a paintbrush, some green paper, scissors. Next, I'm just going to start painting little yellow diamonds onto the face of my jar. I'm just using a pickle jar, one that I saved after eating a bunch of pickles, so really you can find things in your fridge or around your house. As you can tell, these diamonds are really easy to paint and it makes for a really fun pineapple pattern. This is how my pattern turned out once I covered the entire jar in it, and I really didn't stress very much about making perfect diamonds. It honestly doesn't matter. Next, I grabbed my green paper. I chose some fun scrapbooking paper, but any green paper will do. And then I just measured around the perimeter of the top of my jar and then cut out basically like blades of grass, almost like a crown to go around the pineapple. Once I got that cut out and my hot glue gun was heated up, I put glue around the outside of my jar, just around the top of it, of course. And then I grabbed my green paper and I put it around the jar. Once I was finished with that, I grabbed a marker and I curled the edges of the leaves under to give it a little bit more shape and add some fun character to the pineapple. I added a candle to the inside of the jar and it looked so cute. I really love this craft. I love how the light shines through the pattern on the jar that I've painted, and I think it would look really fun on a table or anywhere, to be honest. For our next craft, we're going to be learning how to make a really fun pineapple gift bag. So I grabbed a brown paper bag and I folded the top of it about 1/3 of the way down. Then I used my yellow paint again and I just started painting the same pattern I painted on my jar. Little yellow diamonds all over it. If you don't have paint, you can just color on this. You can use like a yellow Sharpie or yellow marker. But basically I just did that pattern throughout the entire bottom part of the bag on both sides. Next I got some green paint and I added white to it until I got the shade of green that I wanted, and I just painted the entire top of the bag on both sides green. Once I was done painting my bag, I grabbed some scissors and I cut little strips in the green part of the bag about almost all the way down, but not quite. I left about 1/2 of an inch at the bottom of the green part. Next, my bag was ready to fill with a gift. I put some nail polish and a bracelet, but you can add whatever you'd like to. You can even add just some treats and some goodies to make a fun favor bag. Then I gathered it up at the top and tied a green ribbon around it. And this is how it turned out. I thought it was really fun and really simple to make. And if you don't have paint, like I said, you can of course just color on your bag. And if you want the top of it to be completely green, you'll have to paint the inside of the bag as well. For our next project, I thought it'd be fun to make some little pineapple pots, perfect for a succulent or just a fun flower. So I lost this footage unfortunately, but basically I just got a clay pot and I painted it white. Next, I'm going to repeat the exact same pattern using yellow that I've done on all of my other pineapple crafts and paint these little diamonds all over my little pot. Now this craft is really simple because once that was dry, all I had to do was put a succulent in. Now of course you could actually plant a succulent, I just put a fake one in. This would make for a really cute decoration, but I'm actually going to turn this into a little party favor, and I'm going to do that by adding the party favor label from my birthday kit that I showed you guys earlier on in the video that's in my Etsy shop. And there's already a hole punched into it, so I got some yellow string, tied that around the top, and then into a little bow, and then I just kind of stuck it and arranged it into the succulent itself. And that was it. And it was a really fun little favor and a memorable way for people to take a little bit of your party home with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video and a lot of fun. I've never made a piñata before. That was pretty fun. Especially the part where I get to eat the candy. Anyway, you guys are awesome. And if you want to join the Fix Me family, if you want to fix me, that is a mouthful. But if you would be like, if you would like to be a part of the Fix Me Fancy family, go ahead and hit subscribe below and keep an eye out for future videos. Also, if you do decide to make any of these projects and you happen to post them to Instagram, please tag me in them because I would love to see what you're working on. I love being inspired by other people's creativity, and I'd love to see your own twists that you put on these DIY projects. Thank you guys again for watching, and I hope you all have a very fantastic day.